Everybody, this is the demo scene that comes with the package. As opposed to our other demos for our other packages, we don't include the ability to change all the textures here. There's actually a lot of texturing that happens with this dragon, and it was a little overwhelming for the demo. It's a much better way. I mean, you've got the package, so it's better for you to just, bring in the dragon to the scene and start switching the procedural materials yourself. If you do want, you can check out our YouTube video. There's videos showing what the options are for texturing. So what this one does show, however, is a lot of the submesh options. We've separated the dragon into one body, two tails, four back options, three heads, bridles, and reins for each, which are themselves independently can be turned on and off. For this, the reins and bridle come together, but they're separate in the end. Right now, the reins aren't animated. They will be later once we add a dragon rider animations for a human. But for now, those aren't animated, so you might want to, for your game, just turn them off, even if you have the saddle perhaps in a first-person view or whatnot. And the saddle, of course, can be turned on and off as well. So let me just show you some of these. Let's show the faces first, the heads. We've got this one. This is head A, head B, head C. So each one has different, a completely different face, different horns, if horns at all. So whatever you're looking for, this one's really burly. Now, they also have different back options, and each face kind of has an ideal. Let's turn the saddle and reins off. So like head A, it goes well with the spikes. Of course, you can turn the spikes off. And head B kind of goes well with the carapace. It matches his nose. This is just armor all along the back. And head C goes really well with the fins. Let me rotate and show some of those for you. So you got the fins, carapace, spikes, and then none at all. And of course, you can mix and match. There's no problem with that. They can work together however you want. There's also two tails. Let's check out the tails. Lower this camera a little bit. Tail B and tail A. Of course, all the colors are customizable and whatnot. So you can mix and match however you want, pretty much. There's a ton of options. And from this, I mean, easily you can have at least three very unique dragons, not including all the coloring, but mixing and matching the different backs with the faces and the tails, you can add even more. And then changing the color, you can add more variation from there. So let's check out now the animations. I'm going to turn the spikes back on for this. Actually, let's do head B. I like head B a lot right now. We'll use the carapace. Alright, so the animations, this is the idle animation that we've been watching. These are ground animations, we have air animations, and both animations. Now these animations are only going to affect the head. We use a layer mask in the animator to affect the head only. Looks like I forgot to turn off the sphere. That was my placement for the fire breath spawn point. But for these animations, both animations work whether he's flying or not flying. In fact, no matter what he's doing, if you have him walk, you can have him breathe fire while he's walking, or you can have him look back. These ones you hold and he's looking back at the rider, or you can look back to the right. That way, if you're in a first-person view, it kind of looks like he's looking back at you. And then we've got the idle break. And again, you can put that animation just from the head on the layer mask as well. So while he's flying, he can look around. He can walk backwards, kind of slowly. He can run. He's got his attack, biting attack, and this one's more of a flying attack. Fire breath, tail whip, both directions. He's getting hit from behind. When he gets it, one direction and the other, and his death if he dies while standing. Now air animations. Here's the air idle. Now we have the back set up so the rider won't fall off. That's kind of important, I think. So you'll find that in most of these animations the back is kept up. This is the fly idle. You can fly backwards. All of these have root motion as well, which you can turn off if you want to control it yourself. Now we can fly forward. There is also a fly forward where the saddle is doesn't move and it's the center of mass. And for that one, it is good because you can use it when you're using VR, perhaps, in a first-person view to avoid people from getting sick. It doesn't have the up and down motion. And flying fast, his arms are in a different position, of course, with that. We have a fire breath while flying. And of course, you can do all these animations as well, the look backs and these fire breaths as well. And let's see, we also have the fly dive. This is, he goes down and his wings are in an upright position. Now, one thing to remember is, of course, you can make a wing layer mask for your model as well, and you can have much more control over the wings, the way they work, because perhaps instead of diving with the wings up, you want to dive with the wings out like this in the glide position, or perhaps you want to keep them gliding most of the time, but every like 10 seconds just have them flap his wings but not change the rest of the mesh. You could do that. You could also, of course, use the fly idle or the fly option animation with that doesn't have the movement as your main animation, and animate everything around that so that the middle never moves in relation to the camera if your camera is attached to it. And of course the fly dive. Now this one you have to, it's a looped middle, so you have the beginning, this looped middle, and then when you let go he falls. Now you'll have to time that in your code to get it right for the ground, because right now he's just flying in midair, but if you do it right, then you can end up on the ground. I keep not doing it right. That's not bad. Still too high, but that's his fly. So we've got lots of options for the animations, a ton of options for the look of the dragon, and then of course you can change all the textures around, all the colors, the roughness, ground dirt, surface dirt, just local grunge and all that. So it's a lot you can do with it. It's hopefully something that you could use. If you have any ideas for more animations, please let us know. We're always down for adding new animations when the time is right, and we prefer to add things that you guys can actually use, and maybe things we haven't thought about so far. So let us know.